Welcome and welcome to the Arsenal Precinct. Mr. Efosa, are you getting ready for the new Premier League season 2024-2025? Are you ready?
Bro, I'm pumped up. I'm pumped up.
You pumped
It
up?
has been long overdue. Of course,
The,
it has
the
been
real
long
football is
overdue.
back. The real football is
Yeah,
back.
not that comedy that they do.
Not the Copa America or the Euros. It's a little bit
Euros
of a
in
semblance,
return.
but the real football, the English,
You know
that's
that
why you
you
call
get
it's Premier. They call it Premier. It's the number one. The Premier
no
League is
joke.
back. Ain't playing. Premier League is back. So, even though the first game is tomorrow between our friends, I don't Trashford versus Fulham. Our friend that's side. So let's focus on our game. We play Wolves on Saturday. The race has started. What are your expectations regarding this game?
Goals,
Wow, I like
performance,
that. I like that.
the
I like that.
press,
I
the
like
clean
that.
sheet,
I like that.
domination,
I like that.
passing. I am waiting for it. That's
Hmm.
what I'm waiting for.
But one of those fans that will say, we need a striker. We've not bought a striker. We need a striker. How gonna play Wolves with no striker? According to them, we don't have a striker. So how do you expect to give performance and goals against Wolves if these guys are saying we don't have a striker?
Sometimes I wonder, okay, Man City is playing who? Chelsea.
Yeah.
Man City have not signed, what do they call it? Alvarez replacement.
Replacement. Yeah. But they tell
They've
you have
not
Haaland. They
signed
have Haaland.
replacement. They need a Saka replacement.
Mm.
They need
Mm.
this one replacement.
Yeah.
Their parents are at home not doing anything, and we are looking for replacement. I think sometimes we should know who we are giving out these contracts to now. We should be exploring some fans' parents so that we can at least have numbers. Still,
So
we don't have players. Yeah, sorry.
no. Finish. Please finish. Sorry, I interrupted you. Finish.
I mean, saying we don't have a striker is too much of a stretch because everybody is looking at, oh, what if we fall short? What if we fall? When 2 seasons ago, it wasn't a striker that made us fall short. Saliba
Sure.
got injured and we didn't have any replacement for him. Last season, how did the striker make us fall short? Oh, we lost to Manchester, we lost to West Ham, we lost to this. Manchester City had Haaland and lost Rodri, and yet they had some poor run of games.
Sure.
So where is you see the psychological blunder a lot of people have been fed? So why is this striker cry? This thing, oh, once Saka injures, we are finished. Hello. Once Haaland injures, if Rodri should get injured, what do you think Man City will do?
So, but same. But let me ask you a question.
It.
Let me ask you a question, and I would like people to chime in if you're watching to the playback. You're watching the playback, please like the video. Very, very important, guys. Like the video. Maybe I forgot to run down my usual thing. Like the video. Very, very important. Subscribe, subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. One more time for those at the back. If you're watching the playback or you're watching live, like the video. Very, very important. Subscribe if you're new here, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Let's say hypothetical, right? We sign this striker and he gets injured. Like the way we signed Timber, right? And he got injured. What do we do? Because the rationale how people be shouting. Now, we don't pray for injury because injuries are part of the game.
Why are you laughing?
It's clashy.
Last season, they said we should go and sign a left back. You remember?
I remember. I do.
The season was about when the transfer window around this time, they were telling us we need a left back. You remember that comedian that smokes Igbo and we're watching football and now want to come and do match review and give me and expect that I will listen to it. was saying, why did he allow Tierney go? Tierney went to Sociedad. Okay, started playing. Injured. What happened? Tierney injured.
He got injured.
That same season, all of them were clowning Zinchenko. Guess what? No matter how bad they were clowning Zinchenko was still present enough to play in those games that we can say, okay, he makes the mistakes. Okay, fine. He was beaten too easily at Aston Villa. Only once that happened. Was beaten too easily at Liverpool. Only once happened. I'm not saying he doesn't have the mistakes, but the mistakes were reduced so much. But you get what happened. Guess what happened? They overplayed it. So they told us to go and find a left back. They just didn't care. They just wanted an extra body so that to be scared. Now, if the same striker gets injured, they will see. You have to know. Somebody with his heavy fat head will come and ask a question. Now that this guy has got injured, do we need another striker? And that is how logically, I'm telling you, and let me even say it, AFTV, once they ask that question, guess what? Then they know that they just need to ask this question, and fans will run away with it. That's what they need to do.
Because we are not saying we shouldn't get a striker. I'm not saying Arsenal should not get a striker. It's not need. Now, can Arsenal do with a striker? It's a different statement from Arsenal needs a striker. Now, if for me, if Ishak is available and we can afford it, please let's do it. But don't tell me Gukierrez, don't tell me Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney that people have been shouting about. Nobody's looking at Ivan Toney. Even Spurs snubbed Ivan Toney to go and get Frank. Even Bournemouth snubbed Ivan Toney to go to Porto to go and buy a striker. And people you are telling me Ivan Toney is the key to Arsenal success. You are insane. You are insane.
Bro.
You're insane.
You know my question I've always asked. If Ivan Toney came in and did what Havertz did, that from February or January down to
the end of season.
The end of season, would they have said we should go and find a striker? No, they would have told us all we just need to do is to bring in one defender and one midfielder and a winger.
Yeah.
That is all they would have told us. All of a sudden, no.
So this spring is saying the question is, do we need a striker? See, the question is that we do not need a striker. Can we do with a striker of right quality? Yes.
The answer, yes.
But need means it's imminent. We have to do it by hook or crook. That's what by need.
Like it's pressing.
It's pressing. We do not need a striker. Now, can we do with a striker? Definitely, we can do with a striker of the right quality. You don't get me someone that is not better than Jesus and Ivan Toney and Kai. I'm not getting anybody that is not better than Jesus and Kai. I'm not entertaining that. But don't tell me we need a striker. Can we do with a striker? Sure. Definitely. Can we do with a striker? So
yes, it has to be, as you said, quality. We have to do it. See Calafiori. That is a quality signing that I am so confident from what I've heard and from what I've seen.
Yeah.
You heard when Raya said the guy goes in for the tackle.
Yeah, you can say it.
He's not scared to go and tackle. That is the kind of person that people see and will be like, oh boy, if this guy should hit you, you know you're going. Imagine that back line 3 years ago and now. Imagine what 3 seasons has done to our back line. Everybody there is quality. Whether you say Zinchenko has an issue or not, he is unbelievable quality.
Sure.
So as you said, it has to be someone better than what we have. If it's not better, main day.
No, yeah, I'm not interested. So we play Wolves on Saturday. It should be an interesting game. Wolves have sold 2 quality players in their rank. They sold Hillman to West Ham, and they sold Neto to Chelsea. What are you expecting from Wolves? Even though they made like 2 relatively decent signings.
Well, I'm still expecting them to still, play, football, because we saw them last season. Yeah. Based off of that antecedent, like we said, one of the problems they had was getting into the penalty box, because they can move the ball very well. But once they get into the penalty box, it's it's another.
How do you define the playing style of Wolves?
It's an issue. Well, I would say inconsistent. That's how I would describe it. Generally, we know that if we are to describe Wolves, we describe Wolves on their day, in their game,
Exactly.
in their element. When
Yeah.
they move, yeah, we describe them as, oh, if they turn up to be the team that we know they can be, not the
Yeah.
team that they always are, the team that we know that they can be. They are such a joy to watch. They move the ball entertaining. But one of the things that makes Wolves is their inconsistency in the opponent box, in the opposition box. Because once they get there, they make the most horrible, choices known to
Yeah.
man, and scoff their chances and end up conceding.
I look at Wolves, right? They have the same players. In the midfield, they have Lamina, they
Yeah,
have Sarabia. On a good day, they can beat anybody. They beat Man City last season. On a good day, they are a good team. So that, like you mentioned, they are very, very inconsistent. You don't know
Chelsea,
what Wolves could turn up. But regarding this match, I think we are far superior to Wolves.
yeah,
In all departments, attacking wise, midfield, defense, we are superior. We should be beating them. It's a matter of how many goals should be scoring.
yeah,
The matter of goal difference for me, I think.
yes, of course.
Yeah, the Huff and Puff as usual. They have good, like I say, they have decent players, the Huff and Puff, but we should be beating Wolves very well and beating emphatically. So it should not be. Now, football is funny, right? Football is a funny game.
Yeah, of
Rather,
course.
we do not underrate Wolves and take it too lightly, and they score the first goal, and it becomes a very funny game. But if we are serious minded,
Of course.
knowing that we have to start on the front foot, we want to win the league and be very serious minded. I think Wolves should be a piece of meat. My personal opinion, should be a piece of meat.
You're not wrong. I support that thought process. I do think it's the same thing. We all know, and Arteta has been saying it. We all know we have to, start as we hope to finish. So,
Sure.
which is win, as we
Mm-hmm.
hope to continue, which is to win, and as we hope to finish, which is to win. Because when this thing starts, we are not just starting in one for the league alone. We are doing it for the whole 4 competitions that we are
Yeah.
involved in. So I think they know they have to win. So for me, a win against Wolves is one that I perceive should happen, and I see as a mandatory to happen.
So, what players are you wary of when it comes to Wolves? The Korean guy is still there. Cunha, you don't know kind of Cunha that will turn up. Cunha can be a handful on a good day.
Yeah,
Sarabia can be inconsistent on a good day.
yeah,
Lamina, they have the same players. They have the same at the back. They've lost their formidable defender in
of course.
Koeman, but they'll replace him. But I think we have more than enough to beat Wolves. They'll huff and puff, and I expect us to actually beat them emphatically. I'm going for a 4-0 win. Like I'm expecting us to keep a clean sheet and beat them 4-0 in my personal opinion. What do you think?
Definitely.
So what are
I
your
think the same
predictions
thing.
for
For me, I think
Wolves?
the same. Why don't we go with a 5-0 dropping?
Wow. That's good. So I'm going for a 4-0, you're going for 5-0. Guys, you're watching the playback. Drop your predictions in comment section. Let us know what you think the scoreline would be. Mr. Fusa has gone for a 5-0. I've gone for a 4-0. So let's respond to some of these comments on the screen real quick. I hope Jesus stays fit because we have a lot of matches this season and we should be contesting on all front. What's your thought on trophy priority? EPL is a default. What about UCL and FA Cup? I think for me, the biggest trophy, in my personal opinion, based on merit, is the league, followed by the Champions League. And I think we can do both. We are building a formidable squad. People don't understand the squad building of what Arteta and Edu is doing. We are building a formidable squad. If we can have the luck of injuries, we can compete on all front and actually have major trophies. The key thing is for us to have luck of injuries.
Yeah.
The squad building is looking fantastic, whether you like it or not, whether you have for this misery striker or no striker, the squad build. Look at the defensive options we have. Look at the midfield options, buying Moreno coming in. Look at the midfield options. Come on. You cannot, all people are shouting Saka replacement or Saka alternative. I want to ask you guys a question. Tell me Vinicius Junior replacement at Real Madrid. Show me Rodrigo's replacement at Real Madrid. When some of you keep on shouting this rhetoric, it does not make sense. There is no player of Saka's quality that is willing to sit on our bench. They are not going to sit on our bench. We saw what happened to Man City with Alvarez, right? True. He refused to sit down on Man City's bench. I'm not saying we should not get a player who can deputize for Saka, but you to get an equal level of Saka's quality that will sit down on Arsenal's bench, you've lost your mind. So you have to find a way to buy players who can play multiple positions. Or sometimes tweak how you play that position without Saka. It is what it is. Let's stop this fallacy that you get from AFTV and all these content creators that are actually gaslighting you. As I just mentioned Real Madrid, there is no replacement for Vinicius Junior or Rodrigo. They don't have. It is what it is. Even when Ronaldo was there, and Benzema,
City.
There's no replacement. You can get players that can have similar traits, or you tweak the team to play in a different way to actually augment or supplement for what if these guys are missing. It is what it is. So I'm not against getting a Saka replacement. But when you guys are pushing these narratives, and I'm looking at the examples, it does not tally and it's not making logical sense. I thought you were going to say something.
Okay. Yeah, what you said is the truth. What you said is the truth. This replacement thing is unrealistic if you want to look at it, especially in the long run, because nobody wants to sit down. If you know, look at the Olise, they were saying we should go and buy. Olise went to Bayern, not because Olise would not be interested in Arsenal, but he went to Bayern because he's a short playing time and it's a big club also. So that idea that people are spreading, it doesn't stand. And I like what Mr. Dayspring said. I also look at the FA Cup. We also have to be, people also have to, Arsenal fans have to be compassionate on the club and the players. In terms of the past 2 seasons, the teams that have knocked us out, we had teams that were of the same quality as us in terms of Man City and Liverpool. So it's not an easy. Yeah, so we hope for the luck of the draw, honestly.
Arteta said we are setting new standards, so they'll handle every match as very important. 114 points target. Wolves have a decent foreign attacker and she'll help us this season. Arsenal should win. I understand that. When Arteta said 114 points, he was joking. Yeah. He could be joking, but it's a target, right? He might not get 114 points. Like, let's aim that high and see how far short we can fall. So I don't get it,
bro. That guy wasn't joking. If you think Arteta was joking, you don't know that guy. See, do you know the reason Arteta wasn't joking? Arteta will study every game he played last season, right? In the away games, what did he do? Arteta knew to get the boys behind the ball. We'll hold the ball better than your opponents. Because we know we are away from home, we always know that most of these bigger teams will have this, what do they call it? They will always have this adrenaline, the fans giving them morale and all that.
Extra hype. Yeah.
So he knows he has to start. Yeah. So we have players that are very strong. You see our back four. We have midfielders that are very strong. We now have attackers that are very strong. You understand? And these guys are ready to mark. They are ready to be behind the ball. So we know this. If we can, like we say, can finish our chances, yes, we should win. You understand? And teams don't get chances against us. That is why I think Arteta wasn't joking when he said that's his target.
And I like it's one game at a time. Look at this sprint response. I think the 114 points is the mindset for the season. Fantastic. Shout out to that guy. Shout out to D Spring. That mindset, he got the right phrase. Exactly. Is a mindset that the boys have to understand that we are trying to win every single game.
Every game,
you have to win it. It's a mindset. Fantastic. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
So it's true.
So from the onset, as you said, from the onset, they know is the win. They press to win because once we score all these teams first, it's a pattern. Once you score a team, and they know that man, we can't just come back against these guys because one, you won't see the ball. Two, they are defensively resilient and solid. What do you think they will do? They will give up. So that's what he wants us to do.
Saka needs some rotation. I'm not saying we need to go for a replacement for Saka. But if you want to be a world-class player, right, you have to be ready to play all the games. Messi and his Spawn played almost all the games. Ronaldo, that's the standard. You can't say Saka is world-class, but yet you want to tweak the standard for him. No. Being available is a trait of a world-class player. Playing all the games is part of the trait of a world-class player. So we cannot be rewriting laws and rewriting history and rewriting things. So, there's one objective truth. I don't deal with this nonsense. My truth. No. There's one objective truth. If you want to be a world-class player, you have to be consistent. Yeah. You have to be available. You might get kicked. It comes the territory. You cannot go to the kitchen and say it's too hot. No, come on. Who goes to the kitchen and say it's too hot? The kitchen is always hot.
No, all the players we read about, all the players we call maestros and all those things.
Yeah.
Let Arsenal fans tell me the last time that when we were playing Barca with Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta and Busquets, tell me when those guys were not available. They were always available whenever we played them. You understand? Yeah. So availability is your strongest asset. I know people love, we need a Saka because the way they're kicking.
Yeah, rotating. Rotating.
Ronaldo was the same.
He was getting kicked. Yeah. Messi was getting kicked.
You can't be world class. Hazard in the league was always kicked.
Exactly.
Hazard in the league was always kicked. And one thing with Chelsea, if Hazard is ready to come, is available today, they are playing him. That is what it means when we're calling him the world-class player. Look at Salah. In the league,
same thing.
Salah doesn't miss. If they are going to play last position, he's there. How do you want him to play, to break records if he's not available?
Yeah. Now, as much as we don't want Saka to be kicked, but getting kicked is part and parcel of the game. Like, so Arsenal fans, we have to take ourselves out of the emotionality sometimes. I'm not saying let's not protect Saka, but if you are going to call him world class, you want to be world class, these things we are mentioning as deterrents are part and parcel of the game. The game is the game. The game is the game. So Saka getting kicked in every game, could say in preseason, it comes to the territory, Mr. Jeffrey. It comes to the territory. It is what it is.
Yeah, it can't be.
So, and they have shown that he has the endurance, right? He has the fortitude to stay fit. So, and I'm happy for that. Even though he's getting kicked, the durability is fantastic. Shout out to him. Shout out to Saka. So, it's what it is. Saka is 22, getting kicked every game. He needs some rest. He does not need rest. He does not need rest. Sorry for the interruption. He does not need rest. Ronaldo did not get rest.
I said, even Saka is not happy.
Exactly.
Saka is not happy when he tells him he's not going to play.
Yeah.
Are you telling me right now, Ronaldo in his prime, you're telling Ronaldo is not going to play?
That
guy will be squeezing his face on the bench.
Exactly. He wants to see, that's how thing, right? If you are good enough, you're old enough, right? Sorry. If you are good enough, you're old enough. He's 22, getting kicked every game. Stop, guys. Stop infantilizing these players. Stop infantilizing these players. Like,
when was, from what age was Messi getting?
Yeah, getting kicked since 19.
From beginning to
the end. So I understand what he's trying to say, but guys, get your sentimentality out of it. It comes to the territory. It is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what it is. What do you think about us?
I'm not saying they don't rest.
Can we do to? Okay, finish. Sorry.
Yeah, finish. I'm not saying we shouldn't rest him for cup games if we can. Why not? Rest him for cup games we are playing for, yes. But you see the league and Champions League, I'm not hearing Saka did not play and we should be able to beat Ipswich. All these teams, when they are away, when you go to their home ground, that's when you know that they are very bad teams.
Exactly. So what do you think Arsenal can do to protect Saka? He has played a lot of games as a young player, and I feel like now the Wilshere example is an extreme example. See, sometimes life be lifing. Let's understand life be lifing. It's an unfortunate one. But you cannot protect Saka against getting kicked. Like, people are asking for something that is impossible.
Wilshere was 18, 19. Saka is 22.
Is it possible to swim without getting wet?
No, you should know now. We are Nigerians. You get that team. May they go swim for one water.
Because it's impossible for you to say,
you know,
we should protect Saka from getting kicked. No, he's going to be kicked. Hopefully, just get injured. That's the highest you can hope for. That you won't be kicked, you are joking. The right is going to be on that pitch and take on players. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's going to be kicked. It is what it is. So let's stop it. Emery out. Thought Arteta. We lost both games to Villa last season. Don't worry. You know Arteta will revenge those losses. That one is guaranteed.
Of course, he has not forgotten.
yeah. Don't forget.
It's not far. They are the ones that we play after this weekend.
Exactly. So shout out to everybody that actually joined us for this short live stream to preview the game against against Wolves this coming weekend. Guys, you're watching on a playback. Do us a kind favor, like the video, subscribe if you're new here, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. One more time, like the video, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. So we've done the preview to the Wolves game. Mr. FSI is going for a 5-0 win. I'm going for a 4-0 win. So, guys, we'll be rounding up this short live stream. We should be back on that topic later in the evening. Provided Mr. FSI is not busy, I should be back here. Let me read these two messages real quick. But everything picks him out. It's evident. He'll be done by 25. He will not be done by 25. Messi has shown us that he can deal with the kicking. Ronaldo can deal with it. So, guys, I understand you want to be protected. I'm sorry you can't wear Saka a condom. It is what it is. He has to play these games.
I don't get this Mr. Jeffrey's fear by 55.
Yeah.
It will be done. Which rate of mistreatment?
Yeah.
What mistreatment? Okay, then what do they call it? Let's just keep Saka. Let's not even play him this season. You people will still be on a meltdown again. What mistreatment? People want to call somebody world class and you cannot play 60 games. See, once you cannot play 30 games, you're not fucking world class.
You're not.
Of this thing. It is to be looking pretty. Ronaldo was strong. Messi strong. One of the days we had strong players. We now have a strong one. You people are complaining. Then we used to have what are they called glass.
Rosicky and the rest. Like stop. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
No matter how much they used to rest it, they was injured.
Got injured, yeah. So kicking is part of the game. Unfortunately, we don't advocate for it, but kicking is part of the game. Losing to Villa at the Emirates was lack of clinical finishing in the first half. The first goal was shitty. Yeah, but this time, don't worry, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. And we'll do the preview when it comes to that time. I do not agree. He needs rotation. That's your opinion. You do not agree, no problem. We are rotating him.
Bro, the opinion is not valid.
It's not valid, I get
it. He should explain the level of rotation. You understand? Are you telling me Saka should play only 20 EPL games?
Because I feel
explain the level of rotation. Because when you say rotation, are Man City rotating Haaland? Okay, tell me when Man City is rotating Rodri.
Yeah, exactly.
Show me when they are rotating Rodri.
They don't rotate Rodri.
Sometimes we always do this thing where we don't rate. We love to rate Man City players. We don't rate our own enough. How are you telling me somebody's world class? Henry, how many games was Henry playing?
Yeah, how many rests was he even taking? Not taking no rest every game. So
Bruno for Man U, whether you like him or not, when do they rest him?
Always there. So let's stop this fear mongering. Let's stop the fear mongering. It's not valid. It's not valid. Let's not do it. You say you have to rest him. Nah, that's not valid at all. So guys, shout out to you, to Ige and the rest of the boys. Ige, Nick, Fadley, who again did this spring. Shout out to you guys for making it very interactive. I should be back here the next couple of hours for the next topic.
Yeah, did this spring really.
Yeah, shout out to him. Very, very good guy. And even though Jeffrey Uge is on his tantrum today, but shout out to you too. And shout out to Nick Fadley.
Jeffrey, but I don't know why Jeffrey is dead.
Today Jeffrey just been He just hear hungry for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
They allow ATV and Twitter ITV.
You don't go watch AFTV. You don't go watch AFTV. I don't even do anything on the pitch. I can't defend an attack. You don't go watch AFTV.
I can understand it one, but still.
Oh, Mr. Jeff.
I can understand this one. People that are calling Saka makeshift right back because I used to defend. It's now so our team is strong.
Exactly. So, guys, we'll be leaving for now. We should be back in the next couple of hours on that topic. Like the video, subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.